There are over 5 shows that have been accused of copying Squid Game, from the games, to the visuals, to the setup, and way more. Today, we're breaking down every Squid Game clone, what happened to them, how close they got to the original, and where they are now. Starting with a copy so big it almost became bigger than the original. In 2021, MrBeast recreated Squid Game on YouTube, 456 players, $456,000, and set so perfect, even Netflix gave him props. The video blew up, 500 million views and counting, but what started as a tribute quickly became something else. 3 years later, MrBeast launched Beast Games, 10 episodes, 1,000 players, $10 million on the line. And whether he says it or not, this wasn't just inspired by Squid Game, it was the biggest Squid Game copy ever made. From the very first episode, the similarities are hard to miss. In Squid Game, Episode 1, players are told they can leave, and many do. But after seeing the prize money and the world they'd go back to, they choose to return. That's when things get brutal. Only one person can win. Fear kicks in, people panic, and the betrayals begin. In Beast Games, Episode 1, MrBeast gives players a choice. Eliminate one person in your column, or everyone in your column gets eliminated. 3 groups freeze. No one wants to be the first to betray. And just like that, hundreds of players are gone in the first round, not for failing a task, but for waiting too long to sacrifice someone. Same setup, same panic, but the message totally different. In Squid Game, betrayal is heartbreaking. In Beast Games, it's just another viral clip. Another major similarity shows up in Episode 7. In Squid Game, the toughest moments come from cruel choices, like in the marble game, where players must team up, only to find out they're playing against the person they trust most. One has to die, the other has to choose. It's not just about winning, it's about what you're willing to give up. Beast Games copies this too, with a challenge called the Elimination Train. In the first part, a player is given a wild offer: take home a Lamborghini, but only if he eliminates 3 other players by sending the train down their track. He chooses the car. 3 people are gone, and he drives off smiling. Then comes the twist. Bethany, player 865, is made captain. She has to pick between 2 tracks. Track A, her best friend, Courtney. Track B, 2 strangers, and a mannequin hiding a mystery player. Bethany chooses to save her friend, and sends the train down track B. All 3 players are eliminated. Then comes the reveal. The mannequin was her. She just eliminated herself by trying to do the right thing. In Squid Game, this would be a gut punch, a moment that shows how the system breaks people. In Beast Games, it's just another plot twist. Quick cuts, loud music, big reactions, no time to reflect, just time to watch. And that's the biggest difference. But is Beast Games really a Squid Game copy? Well, in more ways than MrBeast probably admits. The mask, the tension, the betrayals, it's all there. But what Squid Game used to criticize the system, Beast Games uses to go viral. To be fair, what MrBeast built is impressive. 10 episodes, 1,000 players, and $10 million on the line. It's the biggest YouTube show ever made, and it shows. But the message, that's where it breaks. One fan put it best: the point of the Squid Games was that while they were brutal trials, they were at least fair and didn't involve random chance just completely taking you out. The Beast Games completely goes in a different direction. It's based on completely random chance and eliminates players by things completely out of their control. The whole Beast Game, while based heavily on Squid Game, completely misses the point. But somehow, the show still worked. Beast Games launched in December 2024 and became Prime Video's biggest reality hit. 50 million views in just 25 days. But backlash hit just as fast. Critics called it undignified, shallow, and cynical. Then came the lawsuits. Contestants accused the show of unpaid labor, mistreatment, even harassment. MrBeast said the claims were blown out of proportion, but admitted he personally lost tens of millions making it. And despite everything, Amazon renewed it for 2 more seasons. But the hype is fading. Beast Games fell off the top 10, and now most people just remember it as the show that missed the point. But while Beast Games copied Squid Game's style, the next show took its message and pushed it in a direction no one expected. That show was Physical 100, a Korean survival game where 100 of the country's fittest people battle to prove who has the perfect body. No masked guards, no death, but there is a cash prize, 300 million won, about $240,000. From the very first episode, people were already saying it's a Squid Game copy. Even some of the contestants said it felt that way. But why? It's not just because it came from Korea, it's the setup. 100 players, one giant arena, a series of intense, dramatic quick challenges. After each round, people get eliminated, and only one wins it all. The whole thing runs like a tournament. Each game tests a different skill: strength, stamina, balance, strategy. And when you lose, you don't just walk away. You grab a hammer and smash a statue of your own torso. That's how they eliminate you. It's not just you lost, it's you failed to prove you belonged. Like Squid Game's coffins, it's a visual erasure. But here, you do it yourself. And here's the twist: the goal of Physical 100 isn't survival, it's supremacy. The show wants to find the one body type that outlasts the rest. Is it raw strength, agility, endurance? That mystery keeps players and viewers guessing. So yeah, the format does feel a lot like Squid Game, but then it flips the script. But here's where it flips everything. In Squid Game, losing means betrayal, regret, or death. In Physical 100, losing means respect. Defeated players cheer for their rivals. Some even help them win. The show doesn't punish weakness, it celebrates effort. That difference is what made it work. Despite the early accusations, Physical 100 proved it had its own identity. It became the first Korean reality show to hit #1 globally on Netflix. And in 2024, it came back even bigger, this time set in a massive underground coliseum. Now it's going global. Season 3 is officially confirmed. This time, the show won't just be Korea's strongest. It'll bring in elite athletes from across Asia. New faces, new rules, a completely reworked format. So, is it a Squid Game copy? On the surface? Kinda. But once you watch it, you realize the heart of the show is completely different. And if it is a copy, it's one of the best copies ever made. But the next show, that one doesn't just copy the formula. It might actually be better than Squid Game. Alice in Borderland is about a group of Tokyo outcasts who wake up to find the city completely empty. No people, no escape, just giant screens that force them to enter deadly games or be killed by a laser from the sky. Each game is tied to a playing card. Win, and your time gets extended. Lose, and you die. A lot of people think Alice in Borderland copied Squid Game. It's a fair assumption. Both shows trap ordinary people in life or death challenges run by a hidden system. But here's the twist most people miss. Alice in Borderland came first. The manga launched in 2010. The Netflix series dropped in December 2020, nearly a year before Squid Game ever aired. So why do people still call it a copy? Because Squid Game blew up first. It set the template. So when Borderland gained attention later, most viewers assumed it was just following the hype, not realizing it helped create it. But when you compare the two side by side, the differences are brutal. In Squid Game, the rules are simple: follow them or get shot. In Borderland, the rules are hidden, and if you can't figure them out, you're dead. The first game in Squid Game is red light, green light. Stop when the doll looks at you. Straightforward. In Borderland, the first game is a hallway of doors. One leads forward, the other leads to fire. No clues. Just 50-50. In Squid Game, the marble game hurts because it forces friends to betray each other. In Borderland, the wolf and sheep game takes that to another level, forcing friends to sacrifice each other while listening to each other's screams through headsets. And then there's Witch Hunt. 200 players, one killer. Except the killer already died. Everyone killed each other for no reason. Squid Game has more deaths, but Borderland hits harder because the games are more complex, the stakes are more confusing, and the punishment feels even worse. So no, Alice in Borderland didn't copy Squid Game. It just didn't go viral first. And with Season 3 confirmed, plus a mysterious Joker card teasing the next arc, it's not chasing trends. It's playing a longer game. But Alice in Borderland isn't the only show that looks like Squid Game and makes it smarter. The Devil's Plan is a Korean reality game show where 12 contestants, from actors to poker pros, compete in high-stakes mind games for 500 million won, about $370,000. No death, no bullets, no playgrounds, just pure mental warfare. It dropped on Netflix on September 26, 2023, and instantly got labeled Squid Game for Geniuses. But what does that actually mean? Each player starts with pieces, their in-game currency. You earn them in logic matches, you lose them through betrayals, bad trades, or one wrong move. At the end of each round, the bottom two players are locked away in a real prison cell. No allies, no whispering strategy, just white walls and silence. In Season 1, 24-year-old poker prodigy Kim Dong-jae ended up in the cell after trying to play solo in a deduction game that relied on alliances. He wasn't out yet, but he was already isolated. It's not a death sentence, but it's social exile, where your momentum dies before you do. Hit 0 pieces, then you're gone. It mirrors Squid Game, lose the game, and you're out. But how similar are the games actually to Squid Game? Let's look at the one. The virus game 12 players. Each draws a secret role: terrorist, officer, fanatic, citizen, researcher, or journalist. 2 are terrorists. They infect one player with a hidden virus and shoot another. The virus spreads in number order. If it reaches you by the end of the round, you're out. The officer gets 1 bullet per round to stop them. The journalist can investigate players and quietly pass intel. And the fanatic? They're trying to die. Early exit means more pieces. There's no voting, no discussions, only silence and suspicion. In this match, Guillaume Patry and Lee Si-won were the terrorists. They played quietly until players started dropping. Ha Seok-jin, the officer, killed the fanatic, Kim Dong-jae, and 1 terrorist, but the virus had already spread. The terrorists won, the citizens lost, and trust completely gone. It's red light, green light if the doll was invisible, and whispering lies. And it doesn't stop there. Other matches involve hiding secret numbers, setting your own rules, or memorizing the board while blindfolded. In one game, players built the rulebook themselves and still got tricked by it, because the real danger is trusting anyone. No mask, no numbers, just names, egos, and weaponized intelligence. As of May 2025, Season 2 is live. Same rules, deeper games. At first, it looks kind of similar, but look closer. There are no masks, no numbers, and no one dies. It's not about luck, it's not about fear. It's about thinking smarter than everyone else. The Devil's Plan doesn't copy Squid Game. It builds something new from the same idea. It's like Squid Game, if the frontman gave you homework. A show made for people who like to solve the puzzle, not just watch the game. So no, The Devil's Plan isn't a copy. It's its own thing. And the copy accusations? A little overblown, but while Devil's Plan took inspiration from Squid Game, the next show just fully recreated the entire thing. This one isn't just a copy, it's the official copy, licensed, funded, and recreated by Netflix themselves. In November 2023, they dropped Squid Game: The Challenge, a real-life version of the show with 456 real players, a $4.56 million prize, and a production budget bigger than most movies. They didn't just borrow the look, they rebuilt the world from scratch. The red light, green light doll? She's back. 13 feet tall, fully animatronic. The dorms? Identical. The guards? Same mask. Even the piggy bank still dangles from the ceiling, a golden reminder of what's at stake. But this time, no one dies. Instead of bullets, players wear die packs. When they're eliminated, a sound pops. They freeze and collapse in slow motion, like they're acting in a play. It's a death game without the death. And that's where everything changes. Visually, it screams Squid Game, but the experience is way softer. Instead of fear, it's fake outs. Instead of desperation, it's diary rooms. They even added new games. Video game Warship, a giant chess-style grid match. Circle of Trust, a social deduction mind trap. Jack in the Box, where players are eliminated in secret, without warning, without playing. Some contestants were sent home, off camera, with no goodbyes, no closure. There's no Gi-hun, no backstory, no character to root for. It looks like Squid Game, but it feels more like Big Brother with better lighting. And behind the scenes, that's where the real game started. Red light, green light was filmed in a freezing hangar. Players stood still for hours. Some got frostbite, others collapsed. Netflix said everything was safe, but BBC and Variety confirmed that medics were brought in. Then came the rigging claims. Players accused producers of staging eliminations, favoring some contestants, and manipulating drama behind closed doors. And the cruelest twist? The original Squid Game was a warning about poor people suffering for money while the rich watch for fun. Netflix turned that warning into reality TV. Even Squid Game creator Hwang Dong-hyuk warned this might happen. Netflix did it anyway, so how did it perform? The views were massive. #1 in 76 countries, 20 million views in 5 days. But the impact? Gone just as fast. No breakout stars. No one to cheer for. Not even the winner stayed in the spotlight. Mai Whalen, a 55-year-old former US Navy officer, won the entire thing. But due to contracts, she had to keep it secret for nearly a year. After taxes, she took home less than half. And aside from a few articles, she vanished from the public eye. Because the drama? It wasn't in the show, it was everything happening around it. So what is Squid Game? The challenge, really. It's the best looking clone ever made, but all it really copied was the costume. It got the set, it got the doll, it got the money, but it lost the soul. This was Squid Game if the frontman ran casting calls, if the marbles were replaced with confessionals, if the blood was swapped out for slow-mo eliminations and franchise synergy. This wasn't a new story. This was Netflix cloning itself. So yes, it belongs on this list, but mark it clearly, the official imitation that became its own monster. And if you're still wondering why it didn't hit the same, there's one missing piece: characters you actually care about, like Gi-hun. But what if Gi-hun was never in Squid Game? Who survives? Who cracks? And how dark does it get? Click the video on screen to find out. It's not just different, it's disturbing.